It's a pleasure to be here, and we're very grateful for BW Hotelier to invite us to present on the subject of disruptive revenue optimization techniques for the smart hotelier. So before we get into the presentation, I think we're going to play a very short video about RezNext, and then I'll get into some of the details. Okay. So we are here to talk about a very simple subject, basically, in this very complex environment that we are in, basically about revenue management, and we're looking at what you do in revenue management beyond occupancy. Today, everybody is worried. Everybody is kind of in a hustle bustle to figure out how do I fill up my rooms today, and then. Sometimes we forget some of the smaller aspects that actually help in your operating profits as a from a hotel's perspective as a whole, and that's what we want to kind of discuss. And also, what we've done is we've done a very small analysis, within the industry to figure out what hoteliers think, and we'll share very high level highlights of that analysis that we have done through the presentation as well. Okay, so leverage intelligence from integrating fragmented pieces of information across the organization to sell profitably. What does that mean? So today we have got independent streams or departments within our own organizations that are profit management centers within their own. So you have your room distribution service that works on all online distribution. You have your restaurants that's working on food and beverages and so on and so forth. You have your marketing teams that's doing something different. Do these all integrate together when we are looking at revenue management? That's the most important question that everybody has in their minds. But due to the busy schedules that everybody have got within their own departments, the only thing we end up doing is getting together in a meeting and saying, okay, my department did this much amount of profit, my department did this much amount of profit, and then we put everything together and say, okay, the hotel did this much amount of profit. Have we as an organization been able to leverage each other's strengths within each of these departments to actually move the profit of a hotel to go up, the way it's supposed to go? That's the most important thing that we feel is something that we can work on as an industry to move forward and bring in technology to enable all of this to happen better and quicker. So we talked about fragmented pieces of information, right? So these are the various things that you have. So you've got your online distribution space, you have your restaurant space, you have various other things that marketing programs that are running, you have rate programs, package programs that are being run across various OTAs, various travel agents, various other sources of businesses that you've got. How do they all piece in together? Today, all of us as revenue management individuals sit with a lot of details, data. There's so much amount of data lying with us, sitting right in front of us, and we spend half our day trying to analyze that data. Right? There was a time when we were younger, when we started learning about maths, right? Basically, so we started counting with our fingers. We graduated to a calculator, then we graduated to a scientific calculator. So during school, they taught us how to calculate sine theta, cos theta and all, and then finally they came up with a scientific calculator. From a scientific calculator, we have gone on to our mobile phones. Today, we don't even use the buttons on the mobile phone. You just say, hey Siri, what's 1 + 1? And Siri tells you what the answer is, right? So we have graduated from a perspective of moving ahead with technology from a hardware perspective. From a software perspective, the hardware supported by the software. In a hotel, when you have to sit with so much amount of data, you're actually sitting and doing a lot of analysis. And come on, I mean, all of us here were not really, bright math students to do statistical analysis to see, what was my past, what is my future going to be, right, from a revenue perspective. So there are tools that are now available in the market, revenue management tools, that actually do this business for you, right? They take care of all the data that you've got, give you accurate reports. You have a choice to use those reports if you want and manually update stuff that you want to do in your business, or you can leave it in an automated fashion. So we've been doing this, these roadshows, and most of the times, very simple question that we kind of ask people is, when does your reservations hit your hotel? Does everybody know what time of the day and from which business source your hotel is actually getting the reservation? So look at it like this, right? So if you're looking at online distribution, which is in itself a big space, you have a 24-hour clock because you've got Indian customers and you've got naturally international customers coming in as well. So now, if you're looking at a person who's actually managing the inventory for a particular OTA, for example, and you're putting in 5 inventory for booking.com in the morning, that's India, basically India hours, and then by evening, because you're all on pooled inventory, Make My Trip has booked all of those rooms, and then it's 0 across all the OTAs. So what happens when an American customer is actually looking at booking.com? Basically, there are no rooms available for themselves, you're not getting the booking. So some other hotel is getting the booking, right? So leveraging real-time intelligence, leveraging technology that is available to put everything together in one place, automate the whole solution is the way that the market and the industry should look at moving forward from a revenue strategy, revenue management strategy perspective as well. And all of these revenue management systems actually give you all of this intelligence to kind of do all of this stuff. So that's from an occupancy perspective. So that's taken care of, right? Let's push it aside. Now, you're taking care of your occupancy side, and how do you fuel that occupancy, right? So you have, for example, right? So let's look at business travelers in India itself. As hoteliers, we know that we have got 40 to 50% of our business coming from business travelers that are there. Do you know what time the business traveler actually hits your hotel? On an average? Right? Most of them kind of tend to come towards the wee hours of the evening or maybe later, landing at about 10 o'clock, who have a conference, for example, or have a business meeting the next day. So all of them end up at 11 o'clock. So I have this very, very simple question to ask you guys. How long ago did you actually change your in-room dining menu? When it was first created at the hotel, or do you keep changing it every 6 months? How do you know what the customer wants? You assume that the customer coming in is going to, utilize all of those items that are there on the menu, and you assume that your food and beverage business is going to go up. Business travelers, when they come into the city, for example, in Delhi itself, at about 10 p.m. in the night or 11 p.m. in the night, are not interested in going outside to a restaurant to eat, naturally, because they're tired, right? Long day of work, coming to a hotel, have a meeting the next day, I need, a good meal, and I just need to sleep. So when you look at the in-room dining menu, you basically have the basic stuff there. Now, people like us with an appetite to really eat would like to, look at some other stuff. This information today is not available. Why it's not available? If we don't capture it. As an industry, we capture all the other information about a guest profile, right? He likes a smoking room, he likes this to drink, he likes that to drink, all of that said and done. There are smaller pieces of information that we actually don't capture. And if captured, not utilized to actually look at how it can drive profits in various other sections of your hotel. So that's where revenue management solutions actually help. Revenue management solutions today have capabilities of analyzing all of this kind of data to actually give you, how you can make more profits for your hotel going forward. Our slide's not moving. Just give it a second. Okay. So like I was saying, not all components are given equal importance while actually churning out a revenue strategy, because every department has their own profit and loss statements, which they provide at the time of forecasting or budgeting for the year, and on an ongoing basis as well. So it's a meeting that everybody gets together and starts talking about in their the profitability of each of their individual departments. So. Okay, so we did this survey. It's a very interesting survey actually. Talked to a couple of hoteliers across the industry, and this is what we found, right? So forecasted revenue based on market segment, we usually do that. 22% of them said that. 16% of them, based it on room type. There are about 12% of them mentioned that they are forecast revenue based on length of stay. 12% said they do not use any substantial metric or method to forecast revenue. And then 14% project revenues depending on their rate category. So these are the usual stuff that people use to kind of forecast revenue for their hotels. Sorry, the slide is kind of stuck. Okay. So what are we saying? We need to utilize robust analytics and algorithms to make profitable recommendations. Statistical analysis, basically we talked about, you have algorithms today. Technology actually brings all of these algorithms together to help you understand your business, how it's moving, what is happening. We need to start utilizing these, utilize technology. And this is where RezNext comes in to kind of bring all of these items together and give it to you in a very readable format that allows you to do or take necessary actions at the right time. It's about putting the right price to the right customer at the right place at the right time. Okay, so like I was saying, basically taking in a lot of information from your channel distribution, your occupancy, your services, your groups, giving you analytical data, and then giving your occupancy trend analysis and stuff, which you can actually take actionable results and channel distribution, group evaluation, budgeting, planning, etc., rates and controls. F&B, a lot of stuff that we can do with F&B, banquet management, and casino management. It's about putting the right product to the right person at the right price at the right time. So this is how RezNext technology works. So revenue management should lead to innovations in both the creation of new products and services and the pricing. Hotels should move from room only to total hotel revenue management. This is basically talking about creating dependencies within each of your departments to see how you can leverage each department's strengths to improve the overall profit of your hotel and not look at occupancy alone, which of course is important as well. About RezNext, so like I had mentioned, we sit at the center. So we like to call ourselves a hotel on a page, basically, which basically gives you all the information of your hotel, anywhere, wherever you are. If your hotel's in India and you're moving around, you'll be able to see who's coming, who's going, what is your occupancy, what your availability is. You can take strategic decisions, call the right people, make the right decisions at the right time, tell them to sell a room, don't sell a room, whatever is required. That is what the technology provides. So we provide an integrated distribution offering. So we have channel management, dashboard analytics, which basically gives you data of your hotel, internet booking engine, which allows you for your direct connects or improving your direct revenues. And of course, we have revenue management systems and shopping information as well that you can provide to the revenue management system that will give you more accurate results. We are the only truly integrated profit management technology partner that's available in this side of the country, and also in most parts of the world. There are a lot of channel distribution partners that are available, which probably do something similar to what we do, but in terms of real time, the essence of real time is kind of lost. So that's what we are. So we also do continuous education through webinars, newsletters, consultations, market research, and events as well. Higher occupancy does not always indicate profitability. So beyond occupancy, what's more to revenue management? So I'm going to hand it over to the panel that will be talking about some key aspects of what is revenue management beyond occupancy. And we can further discuss on that subject. Thank you very much.